it do? It's your girl Zen with another episode of Close One. Today, I am going to unveil the news. We've been trying to be pretty hush hush, and we're finally going to just say it. We are happy to announce that we've gotten our first check from Launch Accelerator. They've accepted us, and we've been going every week to San Francisco to meet up with Jason Calacanis, Jason Dumont, Samantha, Ashley, Osgood, Charles. Their entire team has been so lovely. I am just so humbled that they chose us. We got into the accelerator via Tim Sekou from Tint Up. And you guys might have seen the episode where he talks about his pains, his battle scars. And if you haven't, please check it out. It is one of my favorite episodes. So he introduces us to Jason Dumont from Launch Accelerator. We go through the gamut, and we were lucky enough to get accepted to the accelerator during our darkest hours. I thought that I was going to have to put up my house on sale because we were literally bootstrapped until then for an entire year. And we were working really hard to get into Y Combinator Accelerator and other accelerators. And we ended up moving forward with Launch, capital Launch. There it is. And if you have not yet applied, do so. If you are in your golden stage of your startup, Jason likes to define this as you're getting 10K MRR, you are looking to raise your seed funding, you have a pretty great retention rate, you're now getting into that phase of product market fit, and you need that extra, boost to push you and get that moral support system. Calacanis and his team, they're the way to go. Here's what I love about the program. Instead of demoing investors at the end of a 3-month program, we literally demo investors every single week. We can refine our presentations. We get thrown into the Shark Tank where investors get to ask the most insightful questions about our business, and it really forces you to think about your strategy. Like, as a business model, as a business, like, how do you get from 0K to 10K MRR to 15K MRR to 20K MRR, and how do you just grow exponentially? And that is what Jason Calacanis and his team is all about. They're there to support you no matter what. This video, actually, I'm going to switch gears and share one of my fears that most people do not know about, except for my fellow colleagues at Yelp. I'm afraid of public speaking. So there you have it. And there are certain tips and tricks that I've learned along the way to manage my fear. And my number one, well, I'll give you a few tips. So first is breathing exercises. And so I always wake up and I breathe in with my left nostril. So that's not really working. I breathe out with my right nostril. And then I breathe in with my right nostril. So we can try it together now. It's really easy. So the first thing I do when I wake up in the morning is I sit up on my bed, and I just get into my meditation pose. From there, I take a deep breath, cover my right nostril, take a deep breath. Cover the next nostril. Take an inhale. Breathe out through the left nostril. Take another inhale. I do this about 10 times, or I just follow my heart whenever I feel a lot calmer, more centered. Then I start my day. Go wash my face, brush my teeth, always wash with cold water, and it just wakes you up. It feels so good. I just did a few of that and I already feel very centered. That's the first thing I do in the morning. And when I'm about to present, I do a quick 10-minute meditation. Before my presentation, I'll disappear for about 10 minutes and I just go outside where there's a, fresh air, and I'm grateful for my surroundings. I enjoy the city, the sounds, the landscape, and I do my 10-minute breathing exercises and I just take everything in. So it really does calm the nerves. And after that, I get to work. So that is one of my top tips and tricks on how to calm your nerves when things get pretty intense. My favorite is to meditate. It just calms your mind. It makes you so much more cooler, calmer, more collected. And for someone like me, where I get anxious pretty quickly, um, it's really good training to just relax and just take a deep breath. Another tip for public speaking is very common. Prepare, because practice makes permanent. If you are not prepared, you're gonna be a lot more nervous. I've been preparing every single day nonstop, and now sometimes I think I'm not saying certain things, but it when I watch the video, it sounds like I've covered all my bases. So there are times where I want to ad lib and add my own content because of necessity, and the investors are different, and I want to make sure that I'm targeting them with the right messages. And this sometimes can catch me off guard, because I've had so many training for the past 10 years to speak off of a script, and that was actually the kryptonite for me. I think it's also kryptonite for a lot of salespeople, because when you read verbatimly, you lose yourself. And when I memorize a script, I feel a lot more prepared, but at the same time, I don't sound like myself. I sound like a robot. And when you practice over and over and over again and believe, that is when the magic truly happens. Of course, you have to believe what you're saying. So you have to write your own script. That's the remedy. You can't have someone else write your script. You have to write things in your own words, in your own terms, in your own format, in your own voice. That is my second tip, which is using a script and preparing a script that comes from the heart. And my third and final tip of the day, to overcome public speaking, is take classes. This is so easy, but so many people have excuses like, oh, I'm too busy. I want to do public speaking, but I don't have time. And, this and that. Those are just excuses in your head. You're literally limiting yourself because you're coming up with an excuse. You are on your Facebook, you are on something. You're not always 24/7 busy. If it's important to you, you're going to make time for it. You're going to block it off your busy schedule. I have a really busy schedule, but I make sure I try to go to impromptu with my co-founder, Paul Andre De Vera. Shout out to you. I'm always giving you a shout out because you've changed my life so much. Your Toastmaster classes are inspiring, and that's why I also want to be a good public speaker. I just love watching people speak when they're up there. I'm in awe that they can just have so much executive presence and gravitas. And this is something I love about Jason Calacanis too, and Demont. Like they have this resin in their voice, and they're just really focused, and so much wit and intelligence just oozes out of them. And one day I want to also speak like that and be as authentic, and we will get there. It's just practice makes perfect. Classes makes perfect. So surround yourself with world-class people and learn from them. Take notes. Like just sit there and open your ears, open your eyes, open your heart, and just take in everything that you're learning, and then apply it. Apply it the next day. Apply it. Like force yourself. Even though you're scared to ask questions, or even though you're scared to talk, say 1 to 2 things every single week, uh, at work, at home. Well, it's easy to talk at home, but maybe somewhere where you're not comfortable. And one day you will become that public speaker that you've always dreamt of. And that's where I would like to be one day. So that is it for me. I hope you enjoyed and can apply some of these tips and tricks. But if you have any comments, questions, concerns, comment below. And do not forget to smash that like button, subscribe button, and we will see you next time. Until then, peace.